I've got a problem. I've got too many cars and no focus. Buy a project car, buy parts for it, and then buy another project car and buy parts for it. So here's the newest one I'm working on. I'm gonna neglect the Caprice for a little while and work on this 1946 Willys CJ-2a that my grandpa used to own. My uncle got it running after it sat for 30-ish years, and it's not perfect, so I'm gonna fix a few things. Let me show you what I've been working on and what I'm gonna try to accomplish today. So like I said, it's a 46 Willys CJ-2a. When I got it from my uncle, I had some overheating problems. Turns out that a lot of those problems were just me reading the gauge and trusting it. This thing reads a bit high. This thing's been cold and sitting all night, and it's saying 190 degrees. It's probably 70 degrees outside right now. Maybe about the same in the barn. It would be nice to get a new gauge, but now that I know to ignore it, it's fine. I took apart all the cooling system and went through it. Didn't really find anything wrong except for the radiator cap. It had a big hole in it, so it couldn't hold any pressure. So I got on the internet, found someone else with a Willys, and he suggested that I get this cap from Napa. It's a 4-pound cap. As soon as I did that, antifreeze quit puking out of this overflow tube and making a mess everywhere. So then I got a thermometer and just checked the temperature on the thermostat housing here, and it says 160 after I've been driving down the road a little bit. So just forget about the gauge and go by the seat of your pants. It seems to be running fine. Another problem I had was there was no battery hold down. I bought this kit from Walcks 4-wheel drive. I think they're in Pennsylvania. So it came with the J-bolts, this hold down for the battery, this strap that helps stabilize it, keep it from rocking back and forth. And the only problem I ran into with it is I had to put a good stack of washers because I ran out of threads on the J-bolts. This may not be the proper battery. I'm not a purist with this thing, so a stack of washers is fine by me. Next problem is my taillights were all broken. So I pulled out the lenses and took them to the parts store. Lots of parts stores, trying to find something cheap. The reproduction proper taillights cost about $90 for a pair. And like I said, I'm not a purist, so I found these at AutoZone for $8 a piece. And they're almost the exact fit. So I'm going to try to put them on today and get them working. I've also got a hose for the oil pressure gauge. That's not working right now, it's just blocked off. I've got a dimmer switch for the headlights because I don't know if I have high or low beams, but whatever I have is the only version I have. And I got some 6-volt bulbs to replace the 12 volts that come in these. And also one for the dashboard lamp because at night I can't see the gauges. But like I said, I should just be ignoring these gauges anyway. They probably don't read right. I found this 1946 license plate. Actually, a friend found it for me at a swap meet. It was all rusty. I just cleaned it up a bit and painted it the original colors. And Michigan lets you do a thing where you can get a restored plate and register your vehicle forever if it's the same year as the vehicle. So I don't have to pay ever again on that, just insurance now. So the first thing I found is my brake switch is bad. It doesn't connect when I push the brake pedal. It just works off of pressure, and it's supposed to close the circuit when you have some pressure in the line, but it doesn't work. So I just jumped the line closed, and got power there. And power there. So that's one wire routed to the back that works. I wonder about the other side. I never knew about this before, but there's a switch for the dash light, and it's, let's see if I can light it up for you. It's this little guy right here. If I flip this, look at that. Works fine. That's cool because I'm not really sure how to take that apart to change the bulb. So I pulled out the light switch and I jumpered across a spot for from the power side to the tail light, like running light side. I guess just tail light, not brake light. Then if I throw the bulb in and hold it just right, so it's wired, and over here, good deal. So the wiring's there. It looks like the light switch might be bad, and the wiring on that switch is this old 1940s cloth wrap stuff, sort of like you see right here. And that's sketchy because a lot of it looks frayed and wide open to short out on something, and there's no fuses in this thing. Anyway, looks like I need a light switch, so I'll have to order one of them. I found this random wire. It kept hitting me in the leg, and it's just hanging there open with nothing connected at the end of it. Then I see it's connected to this horn button. So that works too. Sweet. So I got my two tail lights off. I got one installed. It's not wired yet. But this one, there's a little bit of body damage. And there's a second layer of steel. See if I can show you. So there's the hole for the brake light to come through, and somebody had just put a nut on the inside and didn't go all the way through. So I'm going to do a little bit of caveman body work here and see if I can get this to line up and work the way it should. Tail lights work. I'll have to get a brake switch and then I can get those working. These little lights work when you pull out the first click, second click, headlights. Both of them okay. And the new switch for the dimmer. Good deal.